Hi, it's Mark Berman, personal injury attorney. Today's podcast will discuss what to do if a doctor commits malpractice. So what do you do if a doctor makes a mistake and you suffer harm as a result? Knowing what to do may make the difference in whether or not you can get compensation later. So what I'm going to give you today are 5 key steps you can take right away after you suspect a medical error. First thing, you shouldn't threaten to file a malpractice claim or even indicate to the doctor that you are considering doing so. That's not what to do after a suspected medical mistake, at least not yet. Threats are not going to solve your problem. In fact, they may make things worse. Rather, you should do the rest of the steps that I'm about to give you. So the second thing is, you need to order all your medical records pertaining to the malpractice and all the treatment pertaining to whatever you were suffering for. Now, remember, you have a right to your medical records. You don't have to give the doctor's office a reason why you want them. If it makes him feel more comfortable, though, you can say that you need the records for an appointment with a different doctor. The third thing to do, get a second opinion. Unless whatever malpractice was committed was blatantly obvious, like where a surgeon operated on the wrong body part, you should get a second medical opinion from a different doctor. Generally, it's best if the second doctor practices in the same specialty as the first doctor. That may not be the case in a few cases where, say, you find out later that the first doctor's specialty was not the right one, but other than that, it's generally best that the second doctor be in the same specialty. Now, one purpose of the second opinion is to determine whether medical malpractice occurred. Remember, not every bad medical outcome is medical malpractice. The law doesn't hold doctors responsible just because medical treatment was ineffective or even if the treatment led to a bad result. Rather, a valid medical malpractice case requires the doctor to have made a mistake. The doctor must have departed from the accepted standard of medical care. If there was no departure from the standard of medical care, there's not going to be, in all probability, a medical malpractice case, even if there was a bad outcome. That's why you want a second opinion. So when you see the second doctor, I wouldn't recommend that you just go flat out and tell him that you think the first doctor committed malpractice. That's because many doctors don't like to get anywhere near a potential malpractice claim. So it's better just to describe to the second doctor your problem, the prior treatment, and ask for his second opinion. If, after the second doctor tells you what he thinks, you're still not sure if there was a mistake made by the first doctor, you can ask the second doctor if he would have done anything differently. Or you can ask if he agrees with the treatment plan of the first doctor. In many cases, those questions will elicit a response from the second doctor to the effect that the first doctor made a mistake. If so, you can also ask the second doctor if the first doctor's mistake caused whatever problems you are experiencing. Note that if the second doctor doesn't say that the first doctor messed up, that does not necessarily mean that there wasn't medical malpractice. Again, some doctors are just reluctant to criticize their colleagues. The fourth thing you should do is to investigate the first doctor's medical malpractice history. You can find some of that information on public records in the internet. If you look at the text that accompanies this podcast, you'll see I have a link to the website of the New Jersey Division of Consumer Affairs that has some of that information. You should print out whatever the results are, as it may be useful later with respect to any claim that you might have. And the last thing you should do is see a medical malpractice lawyer immediately. The reason for that is because, number one, the lawyer can help you with some of the other steps. And number two, even more pressing, there are deadlines to bring medical malpractice claims and as to what has to be filed to do so. Some of the deadlines are as little as 90 days from the date of malpractice in some cases. In most cases, you have longer than that, but only a lawyer can tell you for sure, so you need to make sure you contact a medical malpractice lawyer right away. Those are the 5 steps. If you have any questions about them, or if you have a possible medical malpractice case you want to discuss, feel free to give me a call at any time. My number is 888-316-8288. extension 101. Again, that's 888-316-8288. Until next time, I'm Mark Berman, and thank you for your time.